Darwin Resources. So this is the spin-off from Mawson. So we own it because we own Mawson. And then the question is, what do we want to do with it? My sense was that they have a pretty good, solid team, right?
Yeah. I guess I wasn't as convinced about the flagship project being something that would excite the market. But,
well, I think to Graham Carman, the CEO, to his credit, he pointed out that the lower grade, if it turns out to be one of these large low-grade porphyries, this Alta Quemada, the main project, then the market right now may not give too much credit.
Should point out that it doesn't really matter that they have I think 26 million shares, and at 20 cents, they're trading just above cash.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's.
The IPO was at it sounded like the large people behind Mawson had management had put in a lot of money at 40 cents. So obviously there's motivation there to move it back.
I don't remember if it was Port Management. I think they also had a fund or someone, Sentient or someone, right, in there, which is a name that we actually. So Sentient also came up with another company that we talked to. I don't know if you noticed that, but this North American Nickel. But I guess the thing would be here is okay. So they have a pretty high quality exploration team. I guess what he had said is that they had a lot of the team from Mawson, or all these guys that kind of knew each other. They'd done all exploration in Peru in the past, and it seemed like that they've got a couple of guys that are Latin America. I forgot if they're Peruvian or not or whatever, but it seemed like they have a pretty decent team to be able to come up with some projects to do drilling on. It reminds me quite a bit of, I mentioned as well as Focus Ventures, and he seems like he's the same kind of rational type person. Like he mentioned, we'll put in a few holes into this porphyry target, and then if we hit and if it's interesting enough, maybe even then you might just still joint venture it, and then sort of save the money for other projects that have more immediate potential. Because for some of these large porphyries, you spend 5-10 years drilling and many millions of dollars, and not that it couldn't be valuable at the end of the day, but if they make the discovery, they can pretty quickly convert that to value if they have someone else spending the money, especially if it's a pretty decent company in terms of major or someone, some Latin American large mining interest.
Well, but yeah, it seems like the key is it's going to be 2 to 3 months before they're drilling at least, so it's kind of a waiting game through the summer. Yeah,
but if you buy it at 21 cents or whatever it's trading now, you probably don't have a huge amount of downside on their cash.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends how resourceful they are when it comes to drilling. Drilling those deep holes on porphyry target.
Yeah, but they're only going to they're not putting in deep holes. Remember, it's like 2,000 meters. I don't know how many holes. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They're only going to drill the top of the system.
Looking for a partner. So.
Yeah, but I think they'll probably put in some.
They had to make a $500,000 option payment, so there's $500,000 right there.
Right, but they wouldn't have done that unless they thought it was interesting enough to progress it. But look, I think they'll put in a few holes. I don't think it's really had significant amount of targeted drilling done in it. I forgot if they were going to do a little bit more geophysical or geochemical, some other type of work to help target the holes. But I think the plan would be, I think it's just evaluation. And actually, a lot of companies just go in and drill these things first 200 meters. And if you don't have anything in the first 200 meters, then you have a different type of mine, because it's going to be a deep underground mine. So the resource has got to be massive. Whereas, if you come up with potentially good grades, or if you come up with some oxidized type stuff near surface that you don't have to, float and put a concentrate, just leach it directly, then it kind of changes the whole character of it. So I think that's perhaps part of, or obviously if it, parts of it comes really close to surface, it doesn't need to be as big. Okay, let's move on.